Hi children, good morning. I welcome you all to today's video class. In today's video class, we are going to see the synthesis of sentences. Synthesis of sentences is not a new one to you, I hope so. All of you might have learned it in your lower classes. This is synthesis of sentences. In today's video class, I am going to teach you various methods of synthesis of sentences. Okay, let's begin with what is synthesis. Synthesis is nothing but a process of joining multiple simple sentences to form a single sentence by using the connectors, maybe a coordinating conjunctions. So, many sentences here you may combine together to form a single sentence. But one thing is very important, there the meaning should not be get disturbed. Without changing the meaning, the process of combining multiple sentences into one simple sentence and a single sentence is called synthesis. Okay, fine. I am going to teach you various ways and methods of synthesis of sentences. Okay, children, very nice. To begin with, model 1. Here you can synthesize two given sentences by using the participle. You know that participle is a verb plus ing. It may be present participle or it may be past participle. Sometimes it may be perfect participle also. By using all such things, you can synthesize two different sentences. See, first one, he was thirsty. He gulped down a glass of water. Here was the be verb and it is in the past form. It's the main verb here. Now, you are going to synthesize these two sentences. How can you connect these two sentences? Being thirsty. This was can be changed into present participle. So, being thirsty, comma, he gulped, seeing thirsty, he gulped down a glass of water. Yeah. Now, you synthesize these two sentences using the present participle being, because here you have a be form of the verb, that is, it is in the past state. So you can easily change that verb into being. So by using being, that is present participle, you can easily synthesize these two sentences. Being thirsty, he gulped down a glass of water. Okay, children, very nice. Second one, see, I trekked at the mountain road. I discovered the little hut. Here the main verb trekked is a finite verb. It is in the past form. How can you change this one into participle? Here you can use having plus past participle. That is, using perfect participle, you can synthesize these two sentences. See how having trekked, having trekked up, having trekked up the mountain road, having trekked up the mountain road, I discovered the little hut. You can retain as it is. So, having trekked up the mountain road, I discovered the little hut. So, when you have the finite verb like this, you can go for perfect participle by having plus past participle. Using that structure, you can synthesize these two sentences. Here, children, be with me. I will give you some more examples for to understand this concept easily. So, using participles, you can synthesize multiple sentences into a simple sentences. See, I will give you some more example for this pattern alone. Okay, fine. She danced gracefully. She danced. She danced gracefully. She won the acclaim of the judges. She won the acclaim. She won the acclaim of the judges. Here you have to synthesize these two sentences. She danced gracefully. Here you have past form of the verb, finite verb. So better here you can go for perfect participle having plus. So, having danced. Just to follow me, children. See, danced here we changed into having danced. By using this participle, we are going to synthesize these two sentences. Okay, fine. Having danced gracefully, having danced gracefully, she won the acclaim. She won acclaim of the judges. Yeah. Now you get a simple sentence. One more example I would like to give. The sun had risen. See, the sun had risen. The sun had risen. We set out for the walk. We set out for the walk. Okay. The sun had risen. We set out for the walk. How can you change? Here the sun having risen. Yeah, had risen is a past perfect form. It should be changed into perfect participle form. How can you change? The sun. See, this should be changed into having risen. The sun having risen, we set out. We set out for the walk. Okay. So from these examples, what you have understood? By using participles, maybe present participle or perfect participle, you can synthesize any given sentences into one simple sentence without changing the meaning. Okay, very nice, children. And then next we are going to see how can we synthesize simple sentences using infinitives. What is infinitive? You learned already. Just to recollect, yeah, 2 plus V1, that is called infinitive. 2 plus eat, 2 plus run, 2 plus jump, 2 plus sleep, yeah. 2 plus V1, that is called a infinitive. Can we synthesize sentences into one single sentence by using infinitives? Yeah, of course. I will explain, children, how you can synthesize sentences using the infinitives. So, model 2. In model 2, using infinitive. Using infinitives, you can synthesize two sentences. Infinitive, don't forget, children, 2 plus V1. In two ways, you can synthesize the sentences by using the infinitives. How is it? Yeah, I'll give you some examples. Lock the doors and windows. I will keep the thieves away. Lock the doors and windows. Lock the doors and windows. Full stop. Okay. Next sentence. I will keep the thieves away. I will keep the thieves away. Here you have two separate sentences. Lock the doors and windows, one sentence. I will keep the thieves away, another sentence. By using the form of infinitive, we are going to synthesize. Lock the doors and windows. You retain the first sentence as it is. For what? To keep the thieves away. That's all. Now you have synthesized these two sentences very easily by using the infinite. Okay, children? See, lock the doors and windows. So this is the purpose. For what you want to close the doors and windows, the result is there. So after infinitive, if you bring the result, you will get the synthesizes. Lock the doors and windows to, yeah, main verb, to keep the thieves away. So you got. Now you have synthesized these two sentences easily by using the infinitive. Okay, children, this is one way. Sometimes you may have negative markers or the words that indicates negatives. If it is so, how can we connect or synthesize such types of sentences? I will give you. See, Hercules was brave. Hercules was brave. And the second part of the sentence, he did not refuse any challenge. He did not refuse any challenge. Okay. See, Hercules was brave. One simple sentence. He did not refuse any challenge. Another simple sentence. You are going to connect these two single sentences, synthesize. Hercules, read in the first one as it is. Hercules was brave enough. Yeah. Here, after not only here, you have to use the infinitive. When you have not in a sentence, after not only you have to use the infinitive. Hercules was brave enough not to refuse any challenge. What does it mean? He was very brave. So he will never fail to accept the challenge. That's the actual meaning. Okay, fine. So Hercules was brave enough. Hercules was brave enough not to refuse any challenge. To refuse any challenge. Okay. See, Hercules was brave. He did not refuse any challenge. How can you synthesize these two sentences? Hercules was brave enough not to refuse any challenge. Okay, fine. I'll give you one more example in this model. He was very ambitious. He did not want to stay forever in the country of his birth. See, he was very ambitious. He was very ambitious. Then he did not want to stay. He did not want to stay. He did not want to stay forever. Forever in the country of his birth, or forever in his country. How can you synthesize? He was by using to. Suppose if you have this type of sentence that is very plus adjective, very is an adverb, very plus adjectives, and another part did not plus verb, you can easily synthesize these types of sentences by using to model. See, instead of very, you can use here, he was too ambitious. He was too ambitious to. He was too ambitious to stay forever, to stay. He was very ambitious. He was too ambitious to stay forever in his country. So in this way also you can synthesize two single sentences into one simple sentence by using this to model. Okay. This to is actually intensifier. It intensifies the nature or the meaning of the adverb. That's the thing. To is also an adverb. You know that. So he was too ambitious for what? To stay forever in his country. Okay, children. Next, we are going to see how can we synthesize two single sentences by using an adverb. Here, we can convert the adjective. We can convert the adjective into adverb or adverb phrase. To to synthesize two sentences. Okay, I will give you examples. Yeah, using an adverb or adverb phrase. Using an adverb or adverb phrase, you can synthesize two simple sentences. He ate the burger, he was hungry. See, he ate the burger, he was hungry. Here you are going to synthesize these two sentences. Why he ate burger? Because he was hungry. That's the answer. So the only word which you have to change here, hungry is an adjective. It should be changed into adverb hungrily. Okay. So he ate the burger hungrily. See, he ate the burger hungrily. That's all. So in this way you have to select which adjective should be changed into an adverb. Okay. Without knowing such things, you cannot synthesize any sentences. I'll give you some more examples for better understanding. The thief walked away with the stolen goods. Second one. The thief walked away. The thief walked away. The thief walked away with the stolen goods. With the stolen goods. The thief walked away with the stolen goods. He was stealthy. He was stealthy. Okay. So the thief walked away with the stolen goods. He was stealthy. Here stealthy is an adjective. Not knowing to others. So this should be changed into an adverb. See, stealthily. Stealthily. See, how can you change? The thief. As we are going to change this adjective into an adverb. Stealthy should be changed into stealthily. It's an adverb of manner. So you know that the position of the adverb of manner, it should come immediately after the finite verb. Okay. So the thief walked away stealthily. The thief walked away stealthily with the stolen goods. Walked away stealthily with the stolen goods. Yeah, now you have synthesized. Do you know the process, children? Yeah. See, stealthy is an adjective. It should be changed into an adverb, stealthily. When you synthesize these two sentences, you have to use this adverb of manner very carefully. You should know the position of the adverb of manner. Usually it comes after the finite verb. So the thief walked stealthily with the stolen goods. Okay, fine. Next. The child stared at the ice cream. Third example. The child stared, steady look. The child stared at the ice cream. At the ice cream. Okay, full stop. Next sentence. He looked at them with greed. He looked at them. He looked at them with greed. He looked at them with greed. So whenever you are asked to synthesize two simple sentences, single sentence like this, you have to find out where is the adjective. You should locate. You should find out the adjective first. then you should know how to change that adjective into an adverb. If you know these things, then synthesize is nothing. Easily you can do it. Okay, child, good. The child stared at the ice cream. He looked at them with greed. How can you change? The child stared greedily at the ice cream. Because it is an adverb of manner. It comes after the verb. That is finite verb. So the child stared greedily at the ice cream. That's the answer. The child stared greedily at the ice cream. Okay. So in this way, you can change an adjective into an adverb or adverb phrases if it is needed. So by changing an adjective into an adverb phrase or adverb, you can synthesize any two single sentences into a simple sentence. Okay, fine. The birds chirped in the apple orchard. They sounded cheerful. See, here one more example I would like to give. Let me rub it. Yeah, the birds chirped. The birds chirped in the apple orchard. Chirped in the apple orchard. Full stop. The birds chirped in the apple orchard. They sounded cheerful. They sounded cheerful. So now you have to synthesize these two sentences. The birds chirped cheerfully. That's all. Here in the first part of the sentence, the birds chirped in the apple orchard. The second part, they sounded cheerful. Here is an adjective. So this adjective should be changed into an adverb cheerfully. So it's an adverb of manner. It should come immediately next to the finite verb. The birds chirped cheerfully in the apple orchard. The birds chirped cheerfully in the apple orchard. Okay, that's all. So in this way, by converting or changing an adjective into an adverb or adverb phrase, you can synthesize any two single sentences into simple sentence. Okay, next using to. How can you synthesize using to? See, using to. By using here, the adverb to indicates that, what does it indicate? Adverb to, you know that to is an adverb. It indicates that something is in excess of what is considered the normal limit. You may know that there is some normal limit. If something goes in exceed of such a normal limit, there you can use this adverb to. Okay, fine. The waves were very high. We could not go swimming. The waves were very high. The waves were very high. Full stop. Then we could not go swimming. We could not go swimming. Now you have to synthesize these two sentences using these two. The waves were too high. Instead of very, you have to use, or this very may be replaced by the adverb to. The waves were too high to go swimming. See, answer. The waves were too high to go swimming. Actually, this too stands for something in excess of the normal limit. Therefore, it gives a negative meaning. What does it mean? The waves are very high. What is the result? We cannot go for swimming. So, the same idea can be explained in this way, in the simple sentence. The waves were too high to go swimming. Okay. So, see, as we have we here, you can rewrite again the sentences. The waves were too high for us. It can be used. The waves were too high for us to go swimming. Okay. So now you have synthesized the sentences in two ways. Two steps you can follow. Otherwise, if you start doing many exercises, you will be very familiar. Then you can straightly go to this one. The waves were too high for us to go swimming. Okay, children? Very fine. Some more sentences. One or two sentences in this model I will give you for your better understanding. The shoes were very expensive. See, the shoes were very expensive. Okay, the shoes were very expensive. She could not buy them. She could not buy them. So, the cost of such shoes were very high, very expensive, very costly. What's the result? She could not afford to buy them. That's the meaning. So, by using this to, you can change this one. The shoes were, see, too expensive for her, this she. The shoes were too expensive for her to buy. That's all. To buy. So the shoes were too expensive. The shoes were too expensive for her to buy. Okay. So by using this to, you can synthesize the given single sentences into one simple sentence. Okay, fine. Next, using having been. How can you synthesize the given sentences? By using the having been. Another structure, having been. So using this having been, you can synthesize. See how we can combine two sentences into simple sentences using having been. See, Salini was advised to take rest. She excused herself from dance practice. How can you change? See, Salini was advised. Salini was advised to take rest. She was advised. She excused herself. She excused herself from dance practice. From dance practice. See, Salini was advised to take rest. She excused herself from dance practice. Having been, see, this was can be replaced. Having been advised to take rest, this instead of she, here you can use the proper noun Salini. So, having been advised, why we use this structure? Because it is in the passive structure. It is in the passive form. The verb is in the passive form. When you have verb in the passive form, their been structure should be used. So, having been advised to take rest, Salini excused herself from dance practice. So, answer, having been advised. See, having been advised to take rest. Having been advised to take rest, Salini excused herself from dance practice. Okay, so in this way you can synthesize these two sentences using this having been structure. I will give you one more example for this. We were given the directions to the campsite. We set out on our journey. Having been given directions, okay, I will write the sentence on the board. We were given the direction to the campsite. We were given direction. We were given direction to the campsite. We were given direction to the campsite. Okay, this is the first sentence. The second sentence, we set out on our journey. We set out a journey. Second sentence. So we were given direction to the campsite. We were given direction to the campsite and we set out our journey. Having been given directions, to the campsite. Okay. So we set out. Having been given direction to the campsite, we set out a journey. Okay, so in this way you can synthesize these two sentences. Having been given direction to the campsite, we set out a journey. Okay, so in this way, by using this having been, you can combine the given single sentences into one simple sentence without changing the meaning. And some more structures also we have. So let me explain one by one all such structures how to be seen. Okay, fine. Next, noun or a phrase in opposition. Using noun or phrase in apposition. We can synthesize any two given sentences by using this noun or phrase in apposition. This is not a new one, children, so you can easily understand. My grandmother is a wonderful cook. She can make exotic dishes out of simple ingredients. See, my grandmother. How can you change? See the first one. My grandmother is a wonderful cook. My grandmother is a wonderful cook. Full stop. Then she can make exotic dishes. She can make exotic dishes out of simple ingredients. Out of simple ingredients. Okay, fine. See, my grandmother is a wonderful cook. She can make exotic dishes out of simple ingredients. Here, my grandmother. So here noun is in opposition is a wonderful cook. It stands for who? Grandmother. My grandmother is a wonderful cook. That is the actual meaning. So by using the comma, we can use the nouns in opposition to synthesize two single sentences. So my grandmother, comma, wonderful cook can make exotic dishes out of simple ingredients. Could you follow me, children? Yeah. Here, my grandmother. Yeah, wonderful cook stands for my grandmother. So this is a noun in opposition. So by using the comma, you can use the noun in opposition next to the noun. In this way, you can synthesize the given two sentences. See, my grandmother, comma, yeah, wonderful cook. My grandmother, a wonderful cook, can make exotic dishes, out of simple ingredients. Okay. So my grandmother, comma, a wonderful, that's very important. To make it known, that is the nouns in apposition, you have to use the comma. My grandmother, comma, yeah, wonderful cook, can make exotic dishes out of simple ingredients. So in this way, you can synthesize any two single sentences. Okay, children, fine. Next, here I would like to give you one simple sentence. Her father is a scientist. He tutored her in chemistry and physics. See, her father is a scientist. Her father is a scientist. What he can do? Her father is a scientist. He tutored. He give special coaching her in chemistry and physics. Her in physics and chemistry. So here, her father, comma, a scientist. So the noun in apposition is a scientist. So her father, comma, a scientist. Her father, comma, scientist, then tutored her in physics and chemistry. In physics and chemistry. In this way, you can synthesize. Her father, a scientist, tutored her in physics and chemistry. Okay, children. Next, using a preposition with a noun or an ing verb. How you can synthesize these two sentences? By using, I will explain. Yeah. Using a preposition with a noun or an ing verb. Using a preposition with a noun, or sometimes you may have verb plus ing. By using this preposition with noun or verb plus ing, you can synthesize any two sentences. So I will give you one or two examples. See, the students were felicitated. The students were felicitated. Then the program began. After the felicitations of the students, the program began. See, the students were felicitated. The students were felicitated. Then, comma, then the program began. Then the program began. So these two sentences can be synthesized into one simple sentence by using the preposition with the noun. So after the felicitation of the students, the program began. So the students were felicitated. This can be changed into after what? Here after is a preposition. After the felicitation of the students. You know that the future of a preposition is usually take an object Preposition is usually take an object. The object may be a noun or the object may be verb plus ing. That is gerund. Here what is the object? After what? The felicitation of students. That is the object. Okay. So after the felicitation of the students, the program began. Could you understand, children? So after here is a preposition. It takes the object, the felicitation of the students. So it is entire object. Or noun phrase, the program began. So in this way, see here you can synthesize any two sentences using the preposition. I'll give you one more example for your better understanding. What's the next one? He heard the good news. 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 He jumped for joy. He jumped for joy. So now you are going to synthesize heard. On plus verb plus ing. Yeah, that is also possible. On hearing. On hearing what? Hearing is a verb plus ing. So it is a gerund. You know that gerund is a verbal noun. It is always used as an object of a preposition. So on hearing the good news, he jumped out for joy. Okay, so on hearing the good news, he jumped for joy. Very fine, children. Next, so far now I explained you 5 to 6 ways and means of synthesizing single sentences into simple sentence. Let me sum it up by using participles, maybe present participle or past participle. You can synthesize given simple sentences into one simple sentence, and then using infinitives, that is 2 plus v1, you can combine many number of single sentences into one simple sentence by using an adverb or an adverb phrase. Here you have to change an adjective into an adverb or adverb phrase. By doing such things, you can synthesize many single sentences into one simple sentence by using the to, that is intensifier, an adverb, intensifier adverb. Using to, that model is generally called to model. You can synthesize single sentences into simple sentence by using having been. Another structure, you can synthesize single sentences into simple sentence using noun or noun in apposition, and using preposition with the noun you can combine single sentences into simple sentences. Next, forming compound sentences from simple sentences, that I will explain. Okay, see, forming compound sentences from simple sentences. Forming compound sentences from simple sentences. How can we do these things? Let me explain. See, Rohit is a good writer. Rohit is a good debater. Here, see, Rohit is a good writer. Rohit is a good debater. Rohit is a good debater. Now you have to synthesize. Rohit is a good writer by using the subordinating conjunction and a debater. So Rohit is a good writer and a good debater. Full stop. Okay. So by using coordinating conjunctions like and, but, for, yet, therefore, and correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, we can combine two simple sentences into one compound sentences. She read the book. She returned it to the library. How can you combine? She read the, let me repeat the sentence once again, children. Listen to me very carefully. She read the book. One sentence. She returned it to the library. She read the book and returned it to the library. I have not met our new neighbor. I don't know his name. So I will write this sentence on the board to explain you. Okay, see, I have not met. I have not met our neighbor. I have not met our neighbor. I don't know his name. I don't know his name. Here you have to synthesize these two sentences using the compound, using the coordinating conjunction into a compound sentence. Neither. Here you can use correlative conjunction, neither nor, because I don't know, I didn't met the neighbor, I don't know his name also, so both are negative. What is the implications of neither nor? If you use a correlative conjunction, neither nor, this is also not good, that's also not good. In such occasion you can say neither this nor that, neither this bed nor that bed, neither this table nor that table is good. It means both are not good. That is the meaning, actual meaning. So I am going to do the same thing here. Neither have I met our neighbor nor neither have I met our neighbor nor do I know his name. Okay, so neither have I met our neighbor nor do I know his name. In this way, using the correlative conjunction, you can synthesize any two single sentences into one compound sentence. Okay, then how can you form complex sentences from the simple sentences? So this model explains you how can we form compound sentences from two single sentences. Next we are going to see how complex sentences are formed from simple sentences. Forming complex sentences from simple sentences. Here, simple sentences can be combined using subordinating conjunctions to form a single complex sentence. You know that way. How can we form complex sentence? By using the subordinating conjunction as since, after, as soon as, if, unless, though. So by using all these subordinating conjunction, we can combine any two or more than two single sentences into one simple complex sentence. Yeah, let me explain you. You sent us lunch yesterday. We enjoyed it. See, you sent us. You sent us lunch yesterday. You sent us lunch yesterday. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. See, here using the relative pronoun, you can synthesize these two single sentences into one simple complex sentence. We enjoyed the lunch which you sent us yesterday. We enjoyed, see? We enjoyed the lunch. Here you sent us the lunch, it also stands for the same thing. So we can replace it. We enjoyed the lunch which you sent as yesterday. So here by using the subordinating conjunction, that is which, we enjoyed the lunch which you sent us yesterday. We enjoyed the lunch which you sent us yesterday. Here which is the relative pronoun. It qualifies or describes the antecedent lunch. Okay. In this way, you can combine single sentences into one simple complex sentence. One more example I would like to give. She played well. She could not make it to the final round. She, one more example. She played well. She played well. She could not make it to the final round. She could not make it. She could not make it to the final round. Make it to the final round. Okay. Though she played well, she could. This is called a. See, what is the result? Let me explain first the sentence. She played well. Okay. Then what will be the result? Naturally, she would have been selected for the final round. But unfortunately, she played well, but she could not be selected for the final round. That's the meaning. So when you have these ideas in contrast, this is called a classes of concession or contrast. You know that such a contrast classes are introduced by the subordinating conjunction though, although and even though. I hope children, all of you know these things. Okay, so classes in contrast or contrast classes are usually introduced by the subordinating conjunction though, although and even though. So although she played well, she could not make it to the final round. Okay, so this is also called a classes of concession or classes of contrast. When you start a sentence with a though, although or even though. So I hope you can easily form complex sentence from given simple sentences. You can form compound sentences also from the given simple sentences. But only thing, you should know the procedure. By carefully following the procedure, you can easily convert it. One more example using relative class. Last one, using relative class. So using relative class, you can combine using relative class. You know that what is relative class? A class which is introduced by a relative pronoun is called a relative class. Okay, a class which is introduced by a relative pronoun is called a relative class. The relative pronoun, what are all the relative pronoun? Which, that refers to things, who, whom, whose refers to persons, when relative adverb used as a relative pronoun, time, where relative adverb used as a relative pronoun refers to place. So in this way, we can use this relative pronoun to form a class. That class is called a relative class. Okay, see, the elephant was the largest in the forest. It had two magnificent tusks. See, the elephant. The elephant was the largest. The elephant was the largest in the forest. The elephant was the largest in the forest. It had two magnificent tusks. Two magnificent tusks. Now you have to using the relative clauses, we can join two simple sentences into a complex sentences. So the elephant, which was the largest in the forest. See, here you can use the elephant, which was the largest. The elephant which was the largest in the forest had two magnificent tusks. Okay, fine children. So in today's video class you have learned synthesis of sentences. We can combine the given single sentences into one simple sentence by using the various methods. That is the first part of today's video class. In the second part, what we have seen, how can we form compound sentences by combining different or many single sentences by using the coordinating conjunction. And then what we have seen next, how can we form complex sentences by connecting or synthesizing many single sentences by using the subordinating conjunctions. Last what we have seen, how can we synthesize given many or more single sentences into one simple or complex sentence by using the relative class. By using the relative class we can form complex sentences. Thank you children. I hope today's class might be very useful to you. You have learned so many things in today's classes, and try to do the given exercises. Some of the exercises I have solved in our video class today, and the remaining exercises are there in your textbook. Just to try to solve the exercises in the same manner what we have discussed in the class. Thank you children. Till that, have a nice day.